From Burbank, California, this is What's Up, Peeps with Chris Kattan and Maria Libri.
Okay, hello. Welcome to What's Up, Peeps.
Welcome.
Maria is my co-host. I'm Chris Kattan.
I'm Maria Libri.
Yes.
And today...
We're in Burbank today.
We are, but we are super excited because we have our friend, the amazing, the beautiful, the talented actress.
Extraordinaire.
E.G. Daily.
E.G. Daily, yes.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Thanks for coming on, E.G.
It's my pleasure.
So what does E.G. stand for?
It stands for extra goody. No, I'm just kidding.
Is it?
It stands for Elizabeth, which is my real name, and our real last name, which is like a French Jew name. So when they traveled over, they changed it to a different G name. So I was nicknamed E.G. by my brother when I was little. So
I
it's
see.
my real initials.
Okay,
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Well, you've done a big, array of work, over the years.
Really?
Well, I remember you mostly from Dottie,
Okay.
from Pee-wee's Big at
I
the
feel
Big
like
Top.
that's like
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
most
Pee-wee's
people
Big Adventure.
Yeah.
It was
connect you
Pee-wee's
with.
Big Adventure.
Yeah.
Daddy.
We're talking about that. I thought it was Pee-wee's at the Big Top.
The Big Top was second. The Pee-wee's Big Adventure was the first one that really blew up.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a line in there that I always use, like I don't know why, whenever something strikes me, I'll say, I'm a loner, Daddy.
Yeah, there
a
you
rebel.
go.
Yeah, of
I
course.
love that line.
Yeah, you get like strangers on
Daddy.
the street chasing you. Going,
Yeah, I used to know Paul because I knew him because my dad was one of the founders of the Groundlings.
Wow,
So
I
I
didn't
got
know that.
to see him develop the character.
Wow, I didn't know
Pee-wee,
that.
yeah, and from finding the voice to finding the suit to throwing Tootsie Rolls to the audience, and
He's so
then he
good.
went on and did his show at the Roxy, and
Yeah.
then the HBO special, and just went
Then
from
the
there.
movie, right?
And then the movie, Tim Burton.
Yeah, that was he's so incredible.
Yeah, he was amazing. It's amazing too because he did other characters too,
Yeah.
and nobody knows that. But
No.
at the Groundlings, you develop other characters.
Yeah, and they don't know that he's like an incredible writer.
Yeah.
That he wrote all those
He
things.
wrote Pee-wee's Big Adventure with
Yeah.
Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I didn't know that he wrote that with Phil Hartman.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What was he like?
So that's where they met.
Who, Phil Hartman?
No. Well, I would love to know that too, but I just want to know what he was like to work with every day.
He was low energy, very
Mellow,
sweet,
right?
Very mellow.
Yeah.
Very laid back. Very intense. He's very
very focused.
very focused,
calm and
very
chill.
in the present, very
Yeah.
much in the present.
Okay. Wait,
Yeah.
are we talking about Paul Reubens?
Yeah.
Or Phil
Paul
Hartman?
Reubens.
Okay.
Pee-wee.
Yeah.
So he was just kind of chill.
Yeah, he's
Very
very
chill.
chill. Yeah, he was not at all Pee-wee. That was certainly a different type of character.
Yeah, that was his little creation.
Yeah,
But
it
when
was
he snapped into that, it
yeah.
was like 1,000%.
But it was such a phenomenon,
Mhm.
It was bigger than Austin Powers at the time. It was like
Yeah.
a huge, it was like a Gumby or Mickey
and now
Mouse.
it's almost like now it's blowing up even more.
Yeah,
Like
it is.
now there's more people that are they're really smart about their putting his work out everywhere, and people are like, it is going to be forever like Howdy Doody or Gumby or
Yeah, it
whatever,
is.
you know?
Well, there's a big special on HBO, I think,
Yeah,
about him
Oh, the
that
documentary.
he put together. Yeah,
Yeah. That
before
was
he
sad.
passed away.
Yeah, did you
it
see
was.
it? It was sad.
I did not, but I heard about it.
Yeah, I think I'm in it in a couple little
I'm sure
tiny
you
specks
are.
of spots. But yeah, to me, it was like the first part was, and I watched it like a premiere thing. First part was really just miraculous because of all
Yeah.
the art, and you just get to know who he was and all these beautiful parts of him. But then the second part, they didn't screen that because it would have been too long of a screening. So the
Mhm.
second part I watched at home, and I was really sad about it because it
Yeah.
was like you're hearing him talking at one point when he's not well,
Right.
and it was just I was so heartbroken.
And he was covering that up a
He
lot.
covered everything up.
Yeah, he did.
But what's heartbreaking is that people abandoned him when he was struggling, and I have a really hard time with that.
Yeah, that's really sad to hear.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was in touch.
Well, there were some people, but people were like dogging him, and people were like, they would come to me to do like some interview about him. And I was like, if you're going to talk shit about him, I'm not
Right.
participating.
Yeah,
But because who's anybody to judge whatever his
of course.
private life
Right.
is? To me, it was just it destroyed him. It destroyed his career for a while. It destroyed his spirit. When you watch it, it's just like, and then he's such a survivor. He just came through and pushed
Yeah.
over it. But it's like, why why do people, that to me is a sickness that you
Yeah.
want to try to make someone feel terrible as
Of
a
course.
sickness, you know?
Right. And where
And-
does that anger come from?
I don't know.
Because
but
they're not angry at him. It's something else in
Yeah,
their
there's
life that's
something old-
causing this
yeah.
anger.
like, why would you choose that instead of like
Mhm.
that poor guy? Like what actually happened
Right.
that, you know, whatever it
Was
was.
he open to telling people about what was happening?
I think
Or was he
Paul,
one that just held it in?
I mean, I have
because
spent
I
time
didn't
with,
know.
I
I
think
mean,
he
like,
kinda
there's
hid
a lot
out.
of comedians like Norm Macdonald. He didn't tell anyone.
No, he didn't tell anyone he was sick. He didn't.
No.
People that were really close to him didn't know he was
Mhm.
sick until it was very
Too
final
late.
stages of
Yeah.
sick. So he was very private and
Yeah,
very
that seems
protective.
to be the case a lot.
But the movie is so great
Oh,
because
yeah.
at the end of this documentary, you really get like, he really opens up and exposes who he is, and he is shameless about it. He's
Yeah.
just like, this is who I am. This is what I'm fighting for. This is
Mhm.
what I didn't do. And so people will get to learn, thank God, what he's about and who he is, and that he was so much more than just Pee Wee Herman. Like,
Right.
Of course he
yeah,
was.
he
Yeah,
was
he was
feeding
wonderful to
coyotes,
me.
guys.
I mean, I
And
knew when I was 6, 7, he kind of brought me under his wing,
Did
you
he?
know. He was such a wonderful guy.
Yeah,
He really was. He was
Yeah.
great with kids, and
He's
I was
sweet.
very lucky to see him perform at that age.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
It's pretty awesome.
yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah. He really
Yeah.
made an impression on you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
I
played.
didn't know your
he-
dad. I didn't know your dad.
Yeah, he was. So he brought me on the weekends, to perform at the Groundlings,
Yeah.
and that really influenced me. He was there with Phil Hartman as
Yeah.
well, and Cassandra Peterson, who did Elvira,
Yeah.
and it was such an effect. It had such an effect on me to see your father not just at work, but the fact that he was on stage and getting laughs, and
Wow.
I just couldn't understand. This concept of getting people to laugh at you and the power that was. I
Incredible.
just couldn't believe it. It's
But
like a
you,
superhero.
not to make this about me, about you, but you, to me, are one of the best comedy. You were one of my favorite comedians on
Oh,
SNL.
thank you.
I'm not saying, I didn't want to overwhelm you, but truthfully, I was like, holy shit, I get to work with Chris Kattan.
Yeah,
because,
thank you.
Sorry, did I said a bad word.
Say shit. It's
Okay,
No,
it's a
that's
shit.
okay.
You know, to me, I gotta say, like, I'm really picky about, because I'm
Mhm.
picky about, like, I like characters and funny,
Right.
weird things, and especially people who can create something that's completely out of their.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. But you, to me, are like your magic.
Well,
So
thank
I'm
you.
really glad that I got to know
That's
you. and
very
work with
nice.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
E.G.
well, we
Daily
just
called you Magic.
Magic is
is.
a nice
It's
name.
so
we
good.
we know each
Mhm.
other because we just did a film together
Yeah.
that just wrapped last week. It was
Mhm.
called Concert Heroes,
Yeah.
and we got to see the wonderful side of you as an actress. I mean, you played it real.
A wonderful side. She was the villain.
Yeah, you're on
I was
fire.
a villain. That's so
We had
not
a
who I
few
am.
scenes
No,
together.
but that's why it was so good. You did
Yeah.
it so well.
You were great. So that was a lot of fun. That was a
It was
great
so
movie.
fun.
Yeah.
It wasn't indie, but it was just so much fun. The
Indies are
So
crew
fun.
was great,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it was a smart comedy, and
Was smart. And everybody
Yeah.
in there was kind of really talented.
they
And
let me rewrite it, which was
Did
very
they?
nice.
It
Yeah,
was really good.
yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed. Were you in the little changes in the script? There were some changes, and I
Yeah.
noticed, and I was like,
Made a
wow,
lot
these are
of
really good
changes.
changes.
Yes.
I even talked to Chelsea, who my assistant here,
Yeah.
who we were like, they changed the script a little, but it's even
It's
better.
better.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well done.
We
Yeah.
we
He
m-
just
made
punched
more
it up
sense of it. Yes.
Yeah.
And we punctuated the jokes and made it more. I mean, I like to say that you need to write like a real person would talk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some people can't find that voice.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
know.
It made a difference. so-
Yeah.
It did. It was
Yeah.
already well written. Like
Yeah.
Steve,
It had a good concept.
Steve
yeah.
Mark. Yeah. But Chris just made it even funnier. And Joe Nunez was our director. It was his
Yeah,
directorial
so
he
good.
wrote it.
Yeah.
He wrote it with me.
You
Yeah.
better watch it, Joe Nunez. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
He
I
better
know.
no. He better watch it. You know why?
Why?
Because
Well,
I have
editing
this.
is
I have this
important.
reputation for all these movies that I've done which I'm so grateful for. But like all the movies, like it's kind of a known thing. But I don't know if I tell the story. It might take too long.
No,
Okay, I'll
take
tell
your
the story really
time.
quick. Okay,
We've
so
got all the time in the
Okay,
world.
so-
Yeah,
I went to a cafe once, and a Beechwood Cafe,
yeah.
and I was getting my mom some soup because she had a cold. And right next to me in the little counter was a guy, and he looked familiar. He looked weird and strange and
Sure.
familiar, and I thought maybe he was like, I'd known him. And then I was getting soup. He goes, "Hey, are you E.G. Daily?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am.
Mhm.
How are you?" And he's like, "I'm fine." He goes, "I have this theory about you that you're me and my buddies, when we were like starting to try to direct and stuff, we were like,
Right.
that you were the good luck charm for all the first time directors. And I was like,
Oh,
that's so sweet.
I can see that.
yeah, but I thought it was because I said, well, I thought I had that with like the guys I dated because all the guys I dated became really rich and famous. So I thought it
is
was,
that
I
right?
worked with, yeah, a lot of the
Like,
guys,
for example.
like just a lot of guys that I know or hung with or worked with. Or,
Any
just
names?
just Google it. Who did
Okay.
he daily
Google,
date?
will.
Google people that you dated and became
It's all
famous
over the internet.
or rich.
But anyway,
Okay.
I was like, I thought that was like just joking.
Right,
joking.
right.
But there is like some truth to it. He goes, no, we thought you were like the good luck charm because all these directors in these movies that you were in, you were the common denominator.
Maybe you're like a
That's
muse
interesting,
of
though.
some sort.
Maybe there is something.
I don't know
to
what it
that.
was. It was like Nancy Savoca and Martha Coolidge and
Oh, wow.
all these people and there's a bunch of directors, but and Tim Burton. I was in Tim Burton's. I mean, Pee Wee was his first big
What
major.
was Tim like to work with?
Amazing.
I never
Was he?
met him.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Yeah.
But the end of the story is that guy said, well, when I was doing my first movie, I wanted to hire you, and something happened. I didn't, but
Yeah.
I was like, what's your name? So he tells me the movie he wanted to hire, the movie he was doing. I went to my car. I was like, who directed Reservoir Dogs? And that was Quentin
Right.
Tarantino. It was
Wow.
Quentin that I was talking to.
Whoa.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so maybe Joe's going to have his huge break.
You know
from this
what?
movie.
Yeah, I
have a
hope
good
so.
feeling. He deserves it too.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had such a good time making that movie.
Yeah, we really did.
And there were so many
So fun.
cameos.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
You know that are
Yeah, the
surprising.
cameos, like Robert Romanus
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Ryan
just
Ocha and Josh Sussman and Eddie McClintock and
so many.
Yeah.
Carolyn. What was Carolyn's last name? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember.
just so
Don't
many,
remember.
so much talent in that movie. It
Yeah.
was fun.
It's going to be really good. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
As long
concept-
as the editing is good.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like, yeah, concept wise, like who doesn't like Spinal Tap meets,
Right.
it's just funny.
Yeah, it
Yes.
is funny.
Yeah.
It's about documenting the audience.
Yeah.
As opposed to the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the characters that attend concerts.
Yeah.
And like the different stereotypes. Like one guy wears a diaper because he doesn't want to miss a minute of the concert to go
Yeah.
use the bathroom. So he just wears a diaper.
Pretty funny.
Diaper
It's kind of a
John.
great idea, actually.
Diaper Jim.
Yeah.
That's
Diaper.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
There's some great characters.
And of
Yeah.
course, you were the voice of Tommy Pickles.
I was the voice of Tommy Pickles.
Yeah. That's right. That's huge.
I love it.
It was fun.
Can you talk a little bit like
Yeah.
Tommy?
Have you done a lot of Comic
Because
Cons
I
for
love it.
that?
No,
I
wanna
have,
talk like
yeah.
Tommy.
I do a lot of Comic Cons, and I do a lot of cons.
Yeah.
But I've been peeling back a little because they're
Sure.
it's hard to do the con.
Yeah, I've done a few. It can
Yeah.
be
They're
overwhelming.
exhausting.
It can be overwhelming. It's exhausting, and the lighting's crazy. And it's loud. I have a
Mhm.
hard time with being in a loud, giant
Yeah.
space.
Long
But
hours.
it's a lot of hours. But the people are beautiful and sweet.
Yeah.
And I like all that. But I'm just like doing what works for me, my body these
Mhm.
days. I literally go, that's too much. I think we're gonna have to do
You
two-
listen to your body.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
good.
listening.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do more
And
of
as we
that.
get older, you need to listen to your body. I mean,
Really do.
I really like in my 20s, I just did not listen to it. I just
You were just like,
all over the place.
were you like a thrill seeker? know,
no,
like,
I
were
was
you-
like, as a performer, I really thought I was immortal with my body. I just
You just
throw
did
it
a
up
lot of
against whatever.
That's a
And
good way to put it.
It
Well, your
was very
physical comedy.
physical.
That's what your
Yeah.
specialty is. That's what I
Yeah.
loved about what you
Yeah.
do. Is the physicality, just
Yeah.
on every level.
it
Like,
was a gift, and so I just used it.
but you're fearless. Like
It was fearlessness. Well, our cast was fearless too.
that's awesome. See, that's why I don't have that. I have like I can do all kinds of characters and voices.
Yeah,
And I like to stretch and I like to change what I look like.
right.
But I'm like a wuss when it comes to like I don't want to get hurt.
Okay,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I
I
was
don't-
like, I don't mind it.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you've done so much physical comedy, and then you like your physical comedy like hurt you a little.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's better now, but
Thank God.
it did happen.
Right.
Yeah.
No more
But
physical
yeah,
comedy.
it's pretty admirable. Like I would like a little more of that fearlessness. A little
Yeah,
more,
Right.
because it's
I'd
pretty
say
awesome.
you're pretty fearless.
yeah,
though.
but
I am
I
in
mean,
some
you have a great energy about
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
It's equal to being physical.
did you create any characters that I'm sure you did, but over the years that you could tell us about?
Which like, are you talking in the voice world or in the acting
Anything.
world?
Voice acting. You've
think,
done
like,
so much.
The one I See, I really loved. I've done a couple Rob Zombie movies. They're horror films.
Oh, she's a
Come
big fan
on.
of Rob Zombie.
You
Yeah.
just said the magic word.
Oh, you
I am
like Rob Zombie?
obsessed
She
with
loves Rob
like,
Zombie films
I'm
as
obsessed.
well.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think he is so talented.
Yeah,
Just, he can do anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he's very connected to the visuals of everything.
Yes.
So when you go to work on a Rob Zombie movie, he'll bring you into the wardrobe trailer.
Right.
He'll sit in a chair or stand there looking
Yeah.
like his badass rocker self, and then you'll go in and out trying things on. He's very detailed about everything, like,
Right.
to the T. Like those shoes, get the bigger pair.
Uh-huh.
Have her put the thing, like, he's very detailed about everything.
Right.
I could see that because it's all his
Art.
He has this vision when he does his films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything has to be just so like in his world, in his zombie world.
It's
And
his zombie world.
Yes.
And the lighting and just everything. So you
Mm-hmm.
really like it, immersed in this. But I was saying, I
That's
didn't get
great.
distracted, but what I was
Cool.
saying is I've been in 2 of those, and one was Devil's Rejects. So I got to be like
Okay.
this little drunk, like, have you seen it?
No, I
send you,
have not.
Yes. Which one were
I'll send you a clip.
I
That,
just saw a piece of the Munsters, but I don't know if that was.
I'll send you guys a little clip. But there is an outtake thing.
Yeah.
The
who were
outtakes of
you?
Rob. There's a whole scene that Rob shot of me and Bill Moseley, and I'm talking about Star Wars, and I'm very
Right.
drunk, and you would appreciate it. 'cause-
Okay.
I think I remember now, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was really fun.
Nah.
And that particular role was like, I got to wear these like baby doll nighty dress with these go-go
Yes.
boots and these
Right.
braids and, Princess Leia braids. But that was fun.
I remember you.
Yeah.
Yep.
See?
Yep.
Yeah. And then, but the next one was I got to be Sex Head. Sex Head
Sex Head
in
was the name
31.
of the
Yeah.
character.
31.
Candy was the
yeah.
31. Candy was Devil's Rejects. Sex
Okay.
Head was the other one. But Sex Head was blue hair. And what I loved about this role was, and Rob actually wanted that. And I was like, I kind of want to play with doing a cartoony voice for this character.
Mhm.
So to me, it was kind of tying what I love doing cartoons because I can do so many things with my voice.
Right, right.
And so it was
She's a
like,
great talent.
it was really fun. So I changed her voice to like, see you later, Papa. It
Yes,
was like
you
a weird,
did.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It was not how I talk because I talk kind of like a little deeper. But
Yeah,
to me, getting to mix the 2 worlds a little bit was really fun.
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
The cartoon voices.
So you're
with-
very comfortable. He made it comfortable for
Oh,
you.
he was totally down. He was like,
and
I love that.
into the character and allowed you to.
Yeah.
It is my
Explore
dream to
your
work
way.
with him.
Yeah.
We actually were in Vegas one time. We went to Vegas for one of
Yeah.
his shows, and it was an Alice Cooper Rob Zombie show, and they were so gracious. They gave us
Love
tickets. We
them.
were backstage, and Alice Cooper is the biggest sweetheart. He's
Yeah.
such a good guy. And
Yeah.
we were so excited to meet Rob, and he got really sick. Remember,
Yeah, he
it
had
was
some sort of
COVID or something.
COVID or something like
And so
that.
he
Oh,
had to
did he?
cancel his show.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
shoot.
We met
Alice
a
had to do the
snake.
whole thing. No, that was Alice Cooper's
Oh, that
snake.
was Alice Cooper Snake.
But he had to take over the whole concert, which he was only meant to do a portion.
Yeah.
But he had to do the whole thing.
Wow.
Remember?
Yeah.
And it was still awesome.
Yeah. Wow.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
because you're a
missed
little
our
bit like
opportunity.
Sherry. You kind of remind me a little bit of his
His wife.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
like the biggest compliment ever.
She's a beauty
She's
and she's very
gorgeous.
similar. You guys are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And she's sweet.
Yeah, she seems just like such a cool person.
Yeah.
Which reflects on
Mhm.
him. So he
Yes,
Yeah.
must be a
it
sweet
does.
They've been
guy.
married a long time, like a really
Yeah,
long.
it seems like a lot of old rockers, not old rockers,
Yeah.
but been around for a long time. They stick with their
Isn't that so?
partner, like Ozzy Osbourne
Yeah.
did, and
Mhm.
they need
I love
a partner.
It's a
in
different
life.
culture, right?
Yeah.
These days it's like in and out, in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they don't have time for that.
Younger, prettier,
like-
next girl, not like
Right.
my soul partner is
Yeah,
here
it's,
with me.
it's
Yes,
hard for them
forever.
to do that. It's a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mhm. But it
You know.
speaks
Yeah.
volumes about both of them. For
Yeah,
sure.
it does.
Yeah.
Are you
So
a dater? What are you
Oh,
doing?
I was married, and
Yeah.
my ex and I are really good, close, and he's my family, and
Yeah.
Aw.
we have 2 beautiful daughters. They're adults,
Okay.
and he's really like. He's kind of famous in his own way, but I'm not going to say too much because people will figure it out. They just Google
We'll
find
look
it
it
out.
Oh, okay.
But
We'll
he's
look it up.
actually he's an anomaly. He's kind of like a unicorn too. Like he's,
Okay.
in his own way. But and yeah, I've had many different boyfriends. I haven't been married since I was married, which was probably about 15 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I've had a lot of boyfriends, but I've been
Sure.
single lately for a while, and I think on purpose because I really don't think I sort of felt like I wasn't ready with myself.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going through a period where I didn't like myself.
Right.
Where I was just kind of like,
Well, that's
don't
too
know.
bad.
yeah, I don't know, but it was like necessary. I needed
Sure.
to feel that in order to go, wow,
To move on.
I need to change this.
Yeah, you need to have some
Yeah.
introspective.
And that came because I started to get fearful because I wasn't working as much. And I started to feel like, who am I if I'm not working?
Right.
You know, I don't know if you can relate to
Yeah,
that.
no,
Either
no,
of you
no.
guys?
It's a bit of an
course.
identity crisis.
Yeah.
You
You're
know,
like, well,
I used to feel like if I didn't work, I don't know who I am.
yeah,
What
because
am I
that's your
gonna do?
You
purpose.
still feel
And
that way sometimes.
Oh,
it's
That
definitely.
is
it's
your
really hard
Yeah.
because
identity.
if you're an artist, you
Mhm.
know, then that to me, like when I'm being an artist and doing whatever capacity, if it's a voice thing or music or acting, I feel super connected to greater powers. Like I feel like it's my
that's
spiritual
important.
connection.
Mhm.
I think it's so important to be connected to a higher power.
Yeah,
I don't trust people that
aren't.
aren't.
Yeah, me
Mhm.
neither.
You know.
I mean, me neither. I mean, not that I don't trust them, but I definitely feel like there's a lot of things, beautiful things to tap into when
Yeah.
and
Right.
it really does help with a lot of things,
It
but
really does. You need some sort of a
ground
something to
Moral compass.
guide you.
other than yourself,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
got you there in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying is I went through that period where I just went through like a 2-year period where I just felt super down, like
Mhm.
oh my god, like anxiety. I don't know if you ever had
Yeah.
anxiety, but I was like, what? I had it once before in my life, and I just felt like it took my soul out of me.
Yeah,
and
that's too bad.
yeah,
It does.
but it was a gift because it was brutal,
It
and I
made
really
you learn.
yeah, you learn. I just think the more brutal things happen in your life,
Mhm.
are the greater degree of changes you're going to make
Yeah.
and
Yes.
joy that will come.
And
Like
some people don't experience that until later, like
Yeah.
you did.
Yeah.
And for an actor or an actress,
Mhm.
you're fortunate if that happens early on because it
Yeah.
shapes you.
You grow.
it does,
Mhm.
And
but
it
usually
shapes your character and helps you with
does.
your acting roles. You
it
know?
does. But people don't think that when you're going through it. You just are terrified. But
Right.
on the other side, it's always a beautiful thing. I
Yeah.
have to say, like when people are struggling, I'm like, I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I
They
know
were
a
like,
very
"What?"
successful comedian who's made it huge, and he's kind of his whole life coasted
Yeah.
and went from lily pad to lily pad,
Yeah.
and he's never fallen on his ass.
Wow.
And he is the same guy the whole time. He's
Yeah.
never stretched.
Yeah.
He's at a level where he can get the roles that Bill Murray did, and he
Yeah.
got to stretch.
Yeah.
Or he never, like Robin Williams or someone who got to do
Mhm.
seriousness, but he never fell down. He never really, he just got job to job, so
Mhm.
he never really suffered.
Yeah. And the sad part about that is you cannot have compassion for people that are struggling. You don't understand
Yeah.
it. So, they
Yes.
say the only people who understand when you're having that kind of trauma is
Right.
somebody who's had that kind of trauma
Mhm.
or sadness or loss or suffering. Like to me, you're missing out on life, which is the opportunity to look at someone and go, I understand how you feel.
But that's
You know?
from a healthy psyche, from someone who has that resilience within them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And resilience is the key to life because without
It
that,
is.
it's very hard to
It
bounce
is.
back from anything.
That's so true. And sometimes I don't know, like there was a moment where I was like, I don't know if I'm strong enough to do. There's my assistant here. She was like watching me like, are you okay?
Yeah.
She'd look at me
She
like,
knows.
you okay? She knows. I'd be like, can we just take a walk? Let's take a walk. And she'd be
Aw.
like,
That's
so
sweet.
sweet to me. But going
Mhm.
back to the dating thing. So I think
Sure,
I needed to go through a real transformation. And I feel like I'm a better person to actually be open to dating again. So
Yeah.
I'm single and I'm,
Ready to mingle.
no people that are not sweet.
Yeah.
I love
exactly.
that.
That's
That's kind of
important.
fun to look
You
forward
know what
to.
you want.
I do.
Mhm.
That's really important because
Yeah.
some people don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
You
know.
know.
'Cause I've had a lot of what I don't
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, we can be stuck in this naive situation and
Yeah.
or position our whole lives and not
Yeah.
know.
But
Yeah,
I'm
it's true.
intrigued to know, like, as a celebrity in LA, in terms of dating, is
Uh-huh.
that just weird? I
Mhm.
mean, do people just want to go out with you because you're EG Daily and like
Sometimes.
get selfies and all the weird stuff? Or like-
Yeah.
Sometimes it's weird.
Yeah.
Like I
Probably.
met people on a dating app and they're cool at first. They're like, and then they're like, you're Dottie. And I'm just
Ugh.
like, oh, I can't. I
Weird.
can't
Right,
go out with you.
right.
Like there's a weird,
But
and
that's part of, I mean,
It
we
is.
chose that business.
it's
and
fine. It's
I
just-
know that, like, she was a fan
Mhm.
in the beginning,
Yeah, it was.
you know,
I
and
don't
it
blame
wasn't
her.
like a problem,
I have
but,
good
you know,
taste.
there is that aspect to, who you
There
are
is,
and
that's true.
how we've,
Mhm.
what we've become, and they can't help themselves.
But how did you separate and go, because she's a fan, but it's safe to date her?
We got to know each
I
other.
didn't know she didn't really express that side too much. that she was a
But
fan.
inside, she was like, he's so talented and so beautiful and handsome
Right.
and cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he always was my favorite SNL cast
See?
member, always.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just there, and it's funny because Chris actually met one of my ex-boyfriends after we, were living together for a while. His name was Mike, and Mike's like, dude, I know you're soulmates
Yeah.
because in college when we dated, she made me watch her movies every
Yeah.
night. And it was
That's
just so funny.
amazing.
Which
yeah.
is probably, if I had a choice, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Which
Nice.
is what it was.
Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess in a way it's good because if somebody does see your work and they see you,
Mhm.
they see your art, they see your talent.
Yeah.
And talent is really attractive because it's when people are connected to their, like I said, their higher power. So
Yeah.
I think that in a way it might bring in good people. You just have to make sure they're not like freaky fan.
Right. Right.
Freaky fans, yes.
Freaky fan.
Yeah.
Freaky fan.
But
Yeah.
I would think as a woman, especially, that would be kind of difficult to navigate and to like separate the two, So you have to be extra
Yeah.
careful.
I'm pretty,
Yeah.
my instincts are pretty good now. Took a long time to get better at it, but I'm
Well,
working on
I'm
it.
excited for you. I think that'll be a fun phase of life.
Yeah, I'm ready for that again, I think.
Yes.
I think I'm the person I want to date,
Yes.
Yeah.
you know?
And
Good.
there's nothing wrong with just dating yourself either.
Yeah, and I've been doing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
Just to really enjoying. There was a period of time where I did not want to be alone. Like I was I would just sob in my car like, why do I feel so lonely?
Oh, really? Oh, that's not fair.
Yeah, I
to
was
you.
feeling so, but it wasn't lonely like because nobody was around. There were people around. I just felt so deeply lonely in my body.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah.
there was something so,
I went
old.
through a process
Did
of
you?
that too. Yeah. Yeah, I did.
when was that?
That was probably 10 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah.
I felt very, it was after SNL, obviously. And
Yeah.
I felt disconnected with my friends,
Yeah.
and it was
Why?
hard.
Why were you disconnected from them at that point?
Well, they were, working all the time. And, at the time I wasn't, and I was having surgeries and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
I had new friends. And, and you find out who your real friends are when you're in that situation.
Yes, you do.
That's for sure.
But I still miss my old friends, because we learned together.
Yeah.
We went through the same pipe, and
Yeah.
we
Yeah, it's your tribe.
created together, and I miss that
Yeah.
that camaraderie.
Yeah.
It was
That's a
healing
really
period
hard
for you,
thing.
though,
Yeah,
you know?
that's a
Mhm.
hard thing. Sorry,
Yeah.
Marie.
No, I was just going to say, I think that for Chris, that was like a healing period, and he needed
Yeah.
to take care of his body that had been so abused from all the physical comedy over the years. He's
Yeah.
like the Buster Keaton of our time.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's
his
nice.
body has been through hell, and he needed that to reset and reevaluate.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's
Yeah.
what happens.
you know,
And it's hard to know it when you're going through it because it's
Yeah.
a very painful place to be. When you feel like, where are my people? What happened to my
Mhm.
people?
Yeah,
Where-
it is.
Where's my joy? Why aren't I enjoying anything anymore? Why does nothing feel good? People would be like, write a gratitude list. And I'd be like, I
Yeah.
can't think of
Uh.
one mofo gratitude today. Do you know, like for real,
Yes.
like I really, and
Right.
you guys have seen me, like I'm pretty positive person, like for the
Mhm.
most part, but
Yeah.
I couldn't feel anything. And that's
Right.
that I think is a great place to be because it really makes you fight to get the hell out of that space and start to wake up to like what gives me joy again.
Yeah.
What people do I actually feel good around? What people are actually not making me feel good.
So for you,
Right.
was it just a realization, or was it a something that happened, or?
It's kind of started with like I'm trying to think where I started. It started with like work was starting to get really slow. And
Right.
I've always worked. My whole
Yeah.
career. Work was getting slow. And then I had this little dog I took to Aspen. We went to a family trip to Aspen.
Uh-huh.
My ex-husband and my kids and a bunch of people. And they got a house and I was staying in a hotel. But we were all together for holidays. And I took this little dog with me, my two dogs, two little tiny rescues that I had.
Okay.
And one of them in Aspen suddenly died.
Oh,
It was a
that's too bad.
really
It's
like
not a fun
shocking, like
vacation.
I went for Christmas holiday, and all of a sudden,
No, that's
it was just like
sad.
I went. It's something about the shot I had given her before for flying, like the rabies, and she's teenage, like 3-4
Sure.
pounds, and then the altitude caused her to go into cardiac arrest, and I rushed her to a
Oh,
vet,
no.
and I handed her to these 2 hours. We drove in a snowstorm in Aspen on Christmas Eve,
Uh-huh.
and she passed away
Oh,
suddenly. They
wow.
called me. I was waiting in the car outside. It was during COVID, and they were like, "Sorry, your dog had a massive heart attack." And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"No."
Oh my god.
So it was something about that little dog, and And something about the loss of that like triggered something. And then all of a sudden work was slow. And then all of a sudden my daughters were big and not needing my mothering as much. I mean, they always need my mothering. They're always like,
Right.
I'm a mom.
Yeah,
I
of
will always be there
course.
for them. But for some reason, it was like they're adults. They're doing their
Yeah.
lives. So they felt like all my purposes were disintegrating.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that little dog was just like my little, it's like a little baby doll. And
Yeah.
it was like all these big purposes. And the work, when the work started to get slow, I started to question like, people don't care anymore. Like, is that what happens? You just get older and then nobody wants to hire you. And like agents are like, read for, do these voiceover reads for like toy, assorted toy voices. And I was like, you want me to read?
Assorted
Like, I'm
toy
like Babe
voices.
and I'm Tommy Pickles and I'm Buttercup and I've been in the biggest features animated. I'm like known all over the world for my
Right.
voices. And you want me to read for assorted
Assorted
toy
toy
voices? And you get
voices.
that. And you
Yeah.
probably get that.
Sure.
It's
So I was-
depressing. It's
It was all of that together,
Uh-huh.
which I was like, I just was like, it just hit me like, is that it? And I was
Yeah.
single. At that point, I was like really missing having a partner, which is not a good place to get a
Right.
partner from.
And was this, not to interrupt, but was this during the acting strike, writer's strike?
It was a lot during all
during
that
the COVID.
COVID.
Yeah, during a lot of that.
That's
Everybody
what
was
affected
just-
everybody.
It was during a lot of all
Yes.
that. A little bit farther deep into COVID, like a little
Okay.
bit after. And
Yeah.
then that was what happened. Everything hit me when you don't have a purpose every day
Yeah.
and you're not having a lot of fun. And I started evaluating, like, I started to forget all the things that made me really happy. And then all of a sudden, that was the work that I had to do during the period of time where I was really in a dark place.
Right.
I had to slowly start to remember, like, and things started happening, like little tiny things that I think people have to pay attention to. Like, I got asked, my daughter was in Paris.
Mm.
She moved there for 5 minutes. She just wanted a new experience. So she's like, Mom, come visit me. So I was scared to actually go to Paris for 2 weeks because I was like, that's a long time for me.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know if I could handle the flight and traveling that long. I just didn't
Yeah,
feel
that's a
good.
long
I
flight.
just didn't feel good. And I didn't want to be by myself.
Sure.
But I said yes. And that was the beginning of like, we rode bikes in Paris all over the city.
That's fun.
And I spent every day with her. And there was so much laughter that it started to reboot my system. Just that simple joy of the day and
Yeah.
the beautiful change of environment. And then I got asked to do this appearance with John Cusack and some other actors from
Okay.
Better Off Dead in Cancun.
Right.
And I first passed on it. I was like, nah, they're not paying me enough and they want me to go. And I was kind of like, no, it looks very like silly. But
Uh-huh.
it was Cancun. How
Yeah,
silly
of
could
course.
Cancun be? It was with some fun people. And I
Yeah.
finally just said yes to that. And I was
Yeah.
scared to go to that too. I was like, what if I don't feel great and I'm not in a good mood?
Right.
But I said yes to it. And when
Yeah.
I got to Cancun, there were all these 80s bands there
Uh-huh.
playing. And something about that
Uh-huh.
woke my spirit up. I
Yeah.
was just
I
so
love
happy.
that.
I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm missing. Like, I
Yeah.
forgot. This is a huge part of who I am. Like, my singing, my music, my songwriting. I write for a lot of movie soundtracks and theme songs. And I stopped doing all of it.
I
And
didn't
I was
know
like,
that.
I can't do
Yeah.
that. I can't do that
Wow.
ever again. And when I came back from that trip, I just made a commitment to start doing more of the things that made me happy and
Yeah.
using my voice in those ways. And
Right.
something started to really lift. And I just
Yeah.
felt more grateful than ever in my life.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
important.
Yeah.
That's great that you went through
That's
that
a
and
cool
found that.
story though, because you were like empty nesting and
Everything.
career suffering, like everything, feeling this loneliness, and
Yeah.
that's a lot all at once.
It was a lot.
and you found it again, like
I did.
yeah,
And I just listened. I started listening to like, go to Cancun. And I was like, no, it's stupid. The voice was like, go to Cancun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Right.
Yeah.
love
you know,
that you
go to
listened to
that
that.
party. I don't
Mhm.
feel like it. Go to that party.
Right.
And then I run into like, or do that little very ultra low budget
the
horror film.
assorted toys.
Yeah, sort of.
Do
Don't
assorted toys.
don't read the assorted toy voices. And my spirit was like, I'm not reading that. I hate that.
Right.
No, it was like
Yeah.
those no's got loud and the yeses got louder. And then I did another little movie.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Turn
It's
that
okay.
honey, it's your doctor's office. We'll call him back.
Okay.
off.
The doctor calling.
Sorry.
But a friend of mine, really good friends of mine, like really sweet friends I've known for a long time. They're hairdressers, but they're also movie makers.
Yeah.
They're called the Brothers, Jordan and Jimmy. They're amazing. And people fly in to get their hair cut by these guys. So
Oh,
if you need a good
wow.
haircut.
Uh-huh.
So Jordan and Jimmy, so they call me like, we've been telling you we were working on a movie,
Right.
horror film. I'm like, yes, for years. And they're like, it's happening. Will you do this part? And I was like, absolutely. Like no money, no nothing, ultra low budget.
Right.
I showed up on the set. I had more fun than anything.
Sounds like
And
it would
then-
be fun.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, it was so much fun. But it was like, all those little things, saying yes to all these little things that were silly. And people were like, don't do that. You can't do that.
Right.
I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
doing what makes me happy. You be quiet.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Good for
Right.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did what made you happy.
Yeah.
End of story. Like,
And-
I love that.
Yeah.
And it's so many women, especially like our age, like over 40 or over a certain age, it's like they're raised as people pleasers
Yeah.
to a degree.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to raise my daughters not to
Yes.
be people pleasers. You
Yes.
please yourself.
Yeah.
You please, family, yes, to a degree, but it's not about making everybody else happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'll kill your spirit.
That's
every
what I
time.
was. I was a people pleaser.
Were you?
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, to get laughs,
Yeah.
you
It's
know.
a validation addict. That's what
It's
I've
a
learned.
validation.
But it is, when you're that talented, it's like you thrive on that.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like-
it fuels you.
It's a
It's
fuel.
what you work for.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the answer to your whatever you're doing.
Yeah. You're so good, Chris.
Yeah, well, thank you. You're very kind.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, that was so much fun.
Yeah, that was
Sorry
fun.
to be
Overall.
going
Do we have
We're
to go
way
get
over.
coffee next time and just like really get into this
Anytime.
off camera? And I want to hear all the
When you're
the
in
stuff
LA.
I have to Google.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you. When you guys are in LA, you can come visit me.
Yeah, that
Yes,
would be great.
That would
Absolutely.
be so fun.
Laurel
we've got a
Canyon.
I even
Yeah.
have a little Airbnb space you
No,
can
that's
come stay at.
wonderful.
Perfect. And we've got a premiere hopefully to look forward to. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's going to be great. Oh, my God. It's going
I
to be
can't
fun.
wait.
Hopefully they
Yeah.
edit it well, like you said.
I hope so. I think they will.
Mm-hmm.
The editor did not come to set, which is not a good idea.
Chris.
He didn't? He didn't?
No, he
Just
didn't.
never there?
He was never there.
No.
But that's all right.
That's all right.
But you're gonna watch out, right?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
gonna.
You're gonna go
I'm
there,
gonna try to
host,
be
and
as involved as I can.
oversee.
Great.
Because timing is everything, and
Yeah, and
now
they gotta trust you.
Yeah,
I think
they
they
gotta,
will. Yeah, we know.
some scenes need to bounce, and
Yeah. So yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna do great. I'm sure
Yeah.
they've got so many talented people that are gonna say what they know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and Joe's a smart guy, the director, Joe Nunes.
Yeah,
So-
he's smart.
Turned out even better than they had hoped. But
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it started as one thing and then it
Yeah,
got
because the
bigger and
performers
better.
brought something
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also, who else we have coming to the studio today is Ryan Ocha and Josh Sussman and those guys.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
so
They're all
cute.
coming here.
They're all coming. Are they at the same time or different times?
Well, we wanted to get everybody at the same time so we could have a little reunion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we just don't have enough space. So they're all coming separate times.
Yeah.
So
You're gonna have to bring it every
Yeah.
time.
yeah, we're excited.
So cool.
Yeah.
So can I?
Thank
Okay. So
you.
wait. So when you guys met, I have a question for
oh,
you.
yes.
Tell me
Okay.
about when you met again.
Oh,
Where was
okay,
it?
You could do
well-
that.
Can I ask that? Because
Of
I'm
course.
interviewing.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
interviewing you now.
Oh boy, well, it's a very hot topic. So I interviewed Chris for a local magazine.
You're a journalist.
I was a journalist.
Okay.
I used to be a TV reporter, and
Okay.
I was in acting here and there in Chicago, and little modeling, little this, little that. And when I heard Chris Kattan was coming to my hometown, I'm like, I'm going to interview him. I don't care what I have
Go,
to
girl.
do, what walls I have to break down. This is my
Mine.
favorite comedian of all time.
Yay.
And so I found a way to make it happen. My friend owned a local magazine, and I said, I'm gonna write for you today, and I'm going to interview Chris Kattan. And I just went for it. I've never been
So
so
great.
assertive in my life. And I met him, and instant connection, just
Yeah, it was.
undeniable.
Isn't that wild?
And we weren't, I think both of us, well, I was in a relationship. I was married when I met Chris. Chris, I think you were in a relationship or just ended
I
one.
was out of one.
Mhm.
And I was, ending a marriage. So it was a very kind of weird time for me.
Yeah.
I had been married for a long time, and we had just grown apart.
And she has 3 kids.
And I
Yeah.
have 3 amazing kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That are And so, anyway, long story short, sort of, we met. We became friends, and we were friends for a while. And he actually had me on one of his YouTube shorts, and
Yeah.
I went out to visit him in LA. And then just over like a few months, it just
So
kind of
amazing.
got changed.
Yeah.
And then you had separated from your.
Yeah,
Yes,
by that
and
time. yeah, I
literally
was
right
safe.
after the separation, it was like, I'm not dating anyone else. I don't need downtime.
Yeah.
This is
Did you know
This is
Chris
it.
right away?
I was I had a sense that no, this is a. I wish she wasn't married.
Interesting.
She's
Yeah.
very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare breed, and she's the real thing. I didn't know she was the real deal at first
Yeah.
because you don't
Yeah.
think that you have your guard up,
Sure.
and you're used to a different type of woman that appears like this.
Yeah.
So you just don't
Sweet.
know.
Well, and I think as like celebrities, like you're used to people wanting something.
Yeah,
right?
motives, yeah.
And so
There are
your
a lot of
guard's up.
opportunists.
Yeah.
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 And so when someone actually really cares about you and connects with you on a different level, it's
Yeah.
unexpected.
Yeah.
So it was a very unexpected
I
thing.
like that. I'm going to interview you guys now. That's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
That's
Now for
beautiful.
your podcast, we'll come on your
know.
show, right?
Right?
Well, that was so much fun,
Thanks,
EG.
guys.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you for coming on.
I'm
so happy I did.
You're an amazing person.
Thank you.
I'm so glad that we all connected. And
Yeah,
were able
too.
to
it's nice to hear that you're coming from the right
become
place.
friends. And
Thank
yeah,
Yeah,
you're just
full
beautiful
circle.
inside
Thank
and
you.
outside.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you really are.
Thanks,
So,
guys.
That's a wrap for What's
For
Up,
What's Up,
Peeps?
Peeps?
40 more people to go
EG
today.
Daily.
Yay!
Yay. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you.